What's going on, guys? Welcome to our daily show where we discuss the fourth stimulus check update, what's going on in Washington, D.C., the United States, daily news, money, investing, and the next stimulus package, which has been announced at $3.5 trillion. But moderate Democrats like Senator Joe Manchin are threatening to make the stimulus package much smaller in size. And we actually have some major news from President Biden himself on the movement of this next stimulus package in this video, and significant movement on going forward of this next stimulus package we will be talking about. So we have several different things from the president himself on new mandates that will be mandatory for millions of workers going forward. And President Biden is stepping in personally on the $3.5 trillion stimulus package. So we have some major news on both fronts going forward. So we're going to discuss both of those things in this video. So if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below. I will keep you up to date with everything going on in our country and this next stimulus package, which is supposed to be the largest stimulus package ever. Also, if you find these videos helpful, don't forget to hit the like button for us down below, and let's jump right in. 2 days ago, on September 7th, the U.S. hit a one-day all-time high of 301,000 new people testing positive on September 7th. That is an all-time high ever. 301,000 people testing positive. Yesterday's numbers have now come in. 184,000 people have tested positive. President Biden has just announced major new restrictions, as you can see here by NBC. President Biden to mandate new restrictions for millions of federal workers, removing the option to get tested instead. This presidential executive order will include federal workers and contractors, impacting a total of 2.1 million employees. We'll also be telling you how this impacts other employees that are not federal workers. Earlier this year, President Biden ordered all federal employees to prove their status or submit to a series of rigorous safety protocols. But this new order will remove the option for testing, and now they will have, as you can see here on the screen. The official announcement is supposed to come today, but as you can see here by numerous articles already announcing this, President Joe Biden is expected to announce Thursday evening a new requirement for federal employees to receive. A source familiar with the matter tells NBC News. The executive order will also extend to contractors that work with U.S. government, impacting a total of 2.1 million employees. Earlier this year, Biden ordered all federal employees to prove their status or submit to a series of rigorous safety protocols. Thursday's order will remove the option for testing, the person says, as the U.S. struggles to contain the highly rigorous Delta variant. The president's decision comes as the administration searches for ways to make progress against the mutating. His campaign to bring it under control by the summer has largely failed in face of resistance among significant segments of the U.S. population. This story has been confirmed by multiple major news outlets: CNN, The Hill, Fox News. Although it hasn't been announced yet by the president, it is expected to be reported later today. I will keep you up to date on this. This will affect over 2 million federal employees. And going forward, we are seeing this in the private sector as well. The number of workers saying employers requiring doubled in the last month for non-federal employees as well, according to a recent poll. Nearly 1/5 of all U.S. workers said their employer are requiring it against as of last month, according to a Gallup survey released last month. The percentage of workers whose employers mandated more than doubled last month from 9% up to 19% between July and August, this new poll found. Dr. Fauci says that the number of daily infections are 10 times higher than needed to end. He says, quote, in a country of our size, you can't be hanging around having 100,000 infections every day. You've got to get well below 10,000 before you start feeling comfortable. We are currently averaging around 150,000 people testing positive every day on the 7-day moving average. Moderna is currently developing a combination and the flu shot for those that want to maybe get it as a combination shot. And also an interesting story is there are detecting dogs patrolling the Miami airport, a world first for the airport. Quote, it's the first airport anywhere that's utilizing this type of technology in our four-legged friends, the Miami-Dade Airport Commissioner Chairman said. So apparently there are dogs that can detect if you have and might be able to sniff you and detect if you've tested positive. Pretty interesting. Now, the World Health Organization is calling for a booster shot moratorium until 2022, which means that the World Health Organization does not want the U.S. and other first world countries to start giving out third shots. They want first world countries to basically give away their booster shots to third world countries that have not even gotten their first shots. Basically, poor countries, many poor countries have not even been able to individuals for their first shot. And the World Health Organization is calling on first world countries or rich countries to give away their shots to poor countries. I put those in quotes because, for lack of a better word, the World Health Organization wants rich countries to give away their shots to poor countries, and largely first world countries are ignoring the recommendations from the World Health Organizations. You can let me know your thoughts on this, as the U.S. is currently set to start booster shots for the masses in about 10 or 11 days on September 20th for the Pfizer shot. I think the Moderna shot is going to be a little bit delayed. They are currently giving booster shots for immunocompromised individuals. So we will have to see what happens. President Joe Biden is apparently going to step in and referee the Democrats in the battle over the $3.5 trillion stimulus package. Yeah, because the Democrats are having a battle, an internal battle between themselves over moderates like Democratic Senator Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema. Dun, dun, dun. And yeah, they're going to... Apparently, the president's going to have to step in and referee them, because the progressive Democrats like Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, and even Chuck Schumer, they want the package to be have more stimulus in there, more money for the people. And even a lot of progressive Democrats want the package to be more than $3.5 trillion. But moderate Democrats like Senator Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema want the package to be less than $3.5 trillion. And Senator Bernie Sanders and some progressive Democrats are now holding the physical infrastructure bill hostage with the stimulus package, saying, quote, rebuilding our crumbling physical infrastructure, roads, bridges, and waters is important, but rebuilding our crumbling human infrastructure, the stimulus package, healthcare, education, and climate change is more important. No infrastructure bill without the $3.5 trillion stimulus bill, the reconciliation bill. Basically saying that if we don't pass the stimulus package, that we won't be passing the physical infrastructure package, the roads, bridges, and physical infrastructure bill. So basically, Senator Bernie Sanders is pushing back and playing hardball with Senator Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema, saying, well, if you don't pass the $3.5 trillion stimulus package, that we're not going to pass the physical infrastructure package, the roads, bridges, and water systems either. President Biden is set to meet with Senator Joe Manchin here. And as you can see here, Joe Manchin puts the White House economic agenda in grave danger. Both this physical infrastructure package and this next stimulus package could potentially be entirely derailed by one man, Senator Joe Manchin. Meanwhile, the House of Representatives is moving forward with the stimulus package. They are actually working on the markup of this today. They're actually working on the bill, putting it together here today. As House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says, we're working on passing the bill without Senator Joe Manchin because he is part of the Senate. And House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says, we're working on passing the bill without him because he's part of the Senate. And the House of Representatives is working on passing the bill without him, which is probably the right thing to do. So they're working on moving forward as Joe Manchin and President Biden will work on their differences and somehow try to come to an agreement. So the House panel launches working on the $3.5 trillion spending package here today. Now, Democratic leaders are betting that Senator Joe Manchin will back down in the spending fight like he did do with the third stimulus check package, because this is the exact same thing he did with the last stimulus package. So will he do it again? Yeah, it remains to be seen. Senator Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema did this exact same thing with the third stimulus check package. It's kind of like, why are we doing the same thing again? Senator Bernie Sanders says we've already negotiated. We already negotiated. In fact, the price tag for this fourth stimulus package started at $6 trillion. And Senator Bernie Sanders says, we've already negotiated. We've already come down to $3.5 trillion. And in fact, there's a lot of Democrats that actually still at this point want it to be more than $3.5 trillion. Senator Bernie Sanders says that $3.5 trillion is what the country needs. It's what Americans needs. It's what Americans in poverty. It's what Americans that are struggling right now during this once in 100-year need. It's what Medicare needs, these Medicare extra benefits. It's what the child tax credits, those monthly checks. It is what is needed to pay for the items on this list. All the items on this list in black are the items up for consideration to be included in this next stimulus package. The items in green are items that have recently been passed here just in the last few weeks. Of course, the eviction moratorium has been passed twice, but was recently canceled by the Supreme Court. So it could be passed again in this next stimulus package along with unemployment benefits, but I don't think that is going to happen. I don't think there's enough votes for either of those to happen. An easier way to help people out would just be to include a fourth stimulus check in this next package. They are expected to have monthly checks extended called the child tax credits. Remember those monthly checks of $250 to $300 that are going out right now per month, the child tax credits, those end at the end of this year for 65 million people. The 65 million child tax credits going out right now, those stop at the end of this year. So if they don't pass this package, if Senator Joe Manchin stops it or any of the Democrats, remember they need every single vote from the senators. So every single vote from Senator Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema, they need every single Democrat in the Senate to vote yes, and 99% of the Democrats in the House to vote yes. So to extend those monthly checks to 65 million families, called the child tax credits, they need them all to vote yes. They're also saying that there's going to be an adult tax credit in this next package as well, which will likely go out to adults making probably below $50,000 or less. Remember, a tax credit is another way to just put money in your pocket. We know that the child tax credits are monthly checks going out every single month for this entire year for the total of $3,000 to $3,600 for the year. We don't know how much the adult tax credits are, or how they're going to work, if they're going to be monthly checks as well. But if they cut the price tag significantly from 3.5 trillion to much, much less, then a lot of the items on this list are in jeopardy. If the price tag stays at around $3.5 trillion, then there's plenty of money for a lot of the items on this list in black. So the higher the price tag, if they can keep it at $3.5 trillion, then there's going to be probably multiple different stimulus items in there, like internet assistance, utility assistance, rent assistance, SNAP assistance, a possible forced stimulus check, a possible extension of the monthly checks called the child tax credits, the possible adult tax credits. Everything is possible and nothing is guaranteed. Nothing is guaranteed until the House passes it, the Senate passes it, and the president signs it, and it goes into law. Nothing is guaranteed because until everything is signed into law, and then everything is passed. Because literally one person could hold up this entire bill. Anybody like Senator Joe Manchin. So, yeah, nothing is guaranteed until it's passed. Yeah, that's the problem here. One person, like a person like Senator Joe Manchin, could potentially be more powerful than the president at any given point. That's really the biggest problem right now. Senator Joe Manchin kind of knows this. He knows that right now, in a way, he actually kind of, it's weird to say this, in a way, he has more power than the president. It's really weird to say that, but in a way, he can entirely derail two major packages worth over $4 trillion. The $3.5 trillion stimulus package and the physical infrastructure package. And the physical infrastructure package is going to provide billions and billions of dollars to every single state. And over the course of several years is going to provide millions of jobs to each state. Both of these packages are very, very important to our country. And with the economy basically going like this, they're really, really needed in dozens and dozens of ways. So if these packages don't pass, I mean, things are going to get really, really bad, really, really fast, as if they're not right now. I mean, cases are at an all-time high. The eviction moratorium was just struck down. Unemployment benefits just ended for all 50 states. The bonus money and the extra weeks of unemployment just ended. I mean, things are getting really, really bad. So economic conditions in some ways are worse than they were a year ago. So a GDP has just been revised down. Economic conditions have just been revised down. Inflation is really, really bad right now. I mean, by a lot of conditions, the whole entire economy and the pandemic is doing terrible right now. So these next two packages are really, really needed for multiple different ways. And we really have just one or two people that could really derail this entire thing. And remember, there's going to be multiple different stimulus type items that are going to help out millions of people in this package that you just seen on the screen. So, yeah, I mean, hashtag pass the damn package, because we have people like Senator Joe Manchin saying that he thinks that we need to pause on the package. I mean, I don't know what he's thinking. I mean, he's not starving at night. He's not missing meals, but there's millions of people that are. You know, so we have a lot of people that are not in touch with the average everyday American. You know, it's two different realities right now. So, yeah. So President Biden is apparently going to step in and meet with Joe Manchin, and we'll see what will come to pass. So, yeah, let me know your thoughts on this. I will keep you up to date here. Meanwhile, the House of Representatives is moving forward. They're going to start marking up the bill, which is kind of a process of putting the bill together as they go through different subcommittees, taking their pieces of the bill and starting to put it together as a process of moving forward. Remember, the House of Representatives is going to move forward with their portion of the bill, and the Senate is going to move forward with their portion of the bill. So, yeah, they're moving forward as the president is going to try to convince Senator Joe Manchin. Remember, he needs to be convinced because they need every single person, every single Democrat in the Senate to vote yes, because they're not going to get a single vote from the Republicans. Every single Republican is going to vote yes. The Republicans would be happy to see this next stimulus package vote to fail. Remember, not a single Republican voted yes on the third stimulus check package either, and not a single Republican is going to vote yes on this next stimulus package either. So you also have that to deal with as well. We also have a looming government shutdown at the end of this month, and we also have to raise the national debt limit, or else the government would default by next month. Yeah, it's like doomsday scenario, like all around the country. You can't make this stuff up. You literally can't make this stuff up. So thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.